All right, dig it. Now we're back and we are ready to start working on rhythm. Now, here's the deal. With jazz, it's basically a couple of things. Well, three things. Number one, it's all about feel, right? There's a thing called swing, and it's very real, right? Of course, jazz has expanded beyond just this idea of spang, spang, a lang, spang, a lang. Jazz now encompasses all kinds of, sort of hybrid sounds, but you need to start with the motherland. You need to be like, I understand that it's about rhythm that came from Africa via places like New Orleans, and it turned into this really uniquely American art form. So we want to make sure that whenever we're transcribing, we are making sure that rhythm is part of our work, right? It's not just being able to play the pitches correctly, it's making sure that we're getting hyper precise about the rhythm. And you will find that as you get deeper and deeper into groove and rhythm, that it becomes this thing that's just, you just got to have more of. It becomes an addiction once you just really get zeroed in on how your playing feels, right? Does it really feel the way, you just become expecting that you can feel so damn good with your groove and with the way you play a lick. Right, whatever. It's just like I'm just really thinking about groove, less even there about notes I was playing, chords I was playing. It was just like what feels good. So we're gonna go back to our wine tone Kelly lick. Opening lick on Softly as in a Morning Sunrise off his super badass record Kelly Blue. And we're just gonna say we're gonna come up with our method for digging into rhythm. Okay. So very first thing I'm gonna do, of course, is go back to any tunes, go back to my lick, and I'm gonna make sure that I can actually just count along. Can I figure out where beat one is? If this tune's swinging 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We want to be able to feel, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we want to know exactly where our lick starts. That's step one. What is the starting beat of our lick? So let's listen and see if we can figure it out just like this. So let's see. I'm going to go back. Now, I did set the loop point at beat one, or at least I tried to. But there's not really enough of what we call pre-roll, right? It's hard to know exactly where that first note comes in because we don't have enough sort of enough of a runway to get into the lick to really feel like we know where 1, 2, buzz, wait. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a little pre-roll there. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. And what I'm literally doing is just setting myself up to be able to count along. And I know that sometimes the sync gets weird and everything on these videos, but when you're piping in audio, so it might be a little bit funky there. But what's important is I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3. And what I want to do there is just ask myself, okay, does it come in on beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, or beat 4? Or does it come in between beat 1? 1 ba-do ba-dwee-dwee, right? Or does it come in between beats 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4? So question number one is, does it come right on a beat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Boo, boo, bwee, bwee. So yes, in fact, it comes in like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it comes in on beat 2. This is so important to start mapping out your lick and how it operates rhythmically. So let's now take a listen one more time. Try to find the beat. Sorry, let me go ahead and speed this up a little bit for us. Come on. Okay, so we know it starts on beat 2. I wonder if we could figure out where the first lick ends. Like roughly, what beat does it end on? 3, 4. So 1, boop, boop, bwee, bwee. So it's basically the first phrase or the first motif happens like this: 1, 2, 3, and it all happens within the first 4 beats. So that's in measure 1, you have this lick 1, right? So that's what's happening there. Now the question is, what about that second idea? And let's just figure out, where does that come in? So what I'm going to do here again in any tunes is I'm going to use the tool to shorten the sucker up, right? Let's see where my start is. Let me give myself, well. Now notice where beat 1 is of measure 2. So if it's a 4 measure phrase, 1, do da dwee dwee, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 measures. So now we're into measure 2, right? So we're trying to figure out what's happening in measure 2. Listen for where beat 1 is of measure 2. Boom. So it comes, there's again a rest on beat 1 of measure 2. And here's the deal. You've got any tunes. Use it to your advantage. Again, lead with your ears. Slow this sucker way down. Cool. So now I'm going to start counting along really slowly. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right away, I know that it comes in after beat 2 of the second measure. Do did wait way. Do do. So it comes in right after beat 2. So now I'm like zeroing in rhythmically on how this lick sits. So let's pause right there for a second, because you might have already quit. You might have been like, what, dude? You want me to slow this down and analyze the entire rhythm? I'm not interested. I just want to be able to play badass jazz piano. Okay, cool. Then keep doing what you're doing and then check back with me, right? I'm showing you a method that's going to make it easier and easier and easier for you to hear amazing things, put it in the file cabinet, and be able to access it again. And that's what we do, right? It doesn't matter that my file cabinet's full of 10,000 licks and your musical mind, your file cabinet only has, 3 licks in it. It doesn't matter. That's just where you are right now in your journey. But the point is, we want to make sure that we're filling up your musical file cabinet with more and more super valuable, super inspiring jazz that you can access anytime, anywhere. So again, just a reminder, like the minute you're thinking, you know what? This is too much for me. Don't want to do it. Thanks very much. I'm going to go back and have my coffee, have a cocktail, and just, fiddle around on the instrument. You got to remember, what is your intention? What's your goal? You got to commit, because you're absolutely capable. In my 30 plus years of teaching, I have never, ever worked with a student who didn't have mad potential, right? Every one of us is supposed to be making music. There's no question there. That is absolutely no question. In my mind, in my experience, you're supposed to be doing exactly what you aspire to do on the instrument. Question is, are you 100% certain that you are capable of that? If you are, if you're all in and 100% committed and certain, then take the slow road. Work with me and work it methodically right now, because what you'll find is that you're going to get to where you want to get to a hell of a lot faster than you've probably been doing so far, at least with Transcribing Jazz. Anyways, you wouldn't be watching right now if you weren't interested in it. So, dig it. Yeah, we're diving in on the rhythms. So let me finish transcribing the rhythm of this second lick, and then we're going to try to apply it to the instrument, and you'll see, money in the bank. If I just take my time, it's badass. So again, I'm going to zero in on what I'm working on. Measure 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, boo doo doo dee dee. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. And so he's doing these like triplets. Bo 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 1, 2, 3 do do do. 1, 2 bo da do da da do. So now I'm just breaking up that measure 2. I'm going like 1, 2 bo bo 3 e 4 triplet 4. So measure 2 is 1, 2. 1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. Dig it? Okay. So that's now I've unpacked measure 1, 1. 1, 2. Okay. Now let's just go to that last little phrase because it's only a 3-phrase lick, right? And hopefully you're starting to find this, and maybe you're not. It's totally fine if you're not there yet. But as you see me kind of methodically work through it, you might start realizing, like, oh man, there's so much gold when you just start digging, right? And that's the key, right? I like to say this all the time with my students, which is that, one of the things that you're so fortunate to have at your disposal is no end of amazing music that you can transcribe, that you can learn. You will, for the rest of your life, until the day you die, have an amazing library of sounds that you want to learn and put under your hands. And that's the gift, right? This art form just keeps on giving for us. So as we dive deeper in, let's get into that third phrase within the lick and ask ourselves, what's happening rhythmically there? Because we're almost done with this sucker. Okay, so now we got measure 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so measure 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Beep doo doo doo. So, it falls right on the downbeat, I think, of beat 3, right on beep doo doo doo. Maybe it anticipates beat 3. Let's take another listen. Money. Yeah, it's just beep 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 beep. And let me zero in on the end of measure 3. Beep beep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what we're starting to do is we've got the beginning of the sentence, and now we have the very end of the rhythmic sentence. 1, boo ba dwee dwee, boo ba doo 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 doo. 3, 4. Right? So we know exactly how we end rhythmically. 3, 4. And it's cool if I'm moving fast. If you're like, wait, dude, how do you unpack all those rhythms? The only most important lesson to take away from this video is just, this is the method. If you need to listen again, listen again. If you need to press play again, press play again. Focus on an ear-first approach and this very specific method. You start with pitches, melodies, where you're singing back what you want to learn. Then you're applying it to the instrument, one pitch at a time, or one little micro phrase within your lick at a time. And then you're moving on to rhythm. And you're like, but I already know how to play it. I found all the pitches. Now I want you to slow it down again and unpack the rhythms of each little motif or micro phrase within the lick. Just do the work of peeling the layers of the onion back. And I promise you, as long as you just accept where you are in the process, like maybe you need 100 listens to do what I just did instead of just 5 listens. As soon as you start accepting where you are going to get good really damn fast. So that's the end of our rhythmic portion. Let's go on to how to put it all together and actually master it. Like you can get this anytime, anywhere, on any gig, playing for friends, playing for the holiday party, playing for your office party, doesn't matter. you just know you have this under your hand. So we're going to go into a version of the 15-minute workout next on this specific lick. And I'm going to introduce one more tool for you called iReal Pro, which is just a great practice partner to have with you. Again, much like any tunes, iReal Pro is a no-brainer. They are an industry leader. The dude who did it is the best. It's the best possible app for this. And so it's a no-brainer to put in your toolbox. Let's take a look next at the 15-minute music workout. Bam.